What's going on, my eaters? It's your boy Chef Drew, aka Chef, aka Big Drew. Welcome to the Eating Chambers channel. Please like, subscribe, share, do all the things to help us be able to continue to bring this content to you and to also help yourselves receive notifications for our content, which drops every single Monday. So we've recently talked to you about your team, building your team. We've talked to you about who I am and how I got here and the purpose of this channel. We've showed you how to cook a little bit of food. I thought today would be a great opportunity to really tell you guys about a vital piece of organizational structure for your business. Okay guys, so we're gonna talk about value proposition and business model. The way I would explain this is, you often hear people talk about when they're referring to businesses or starting a business, you hear them talk about mission statements. The mission statement is a business, we can talk about that some other time, but think of it as the spirit, the soul of the business. If the mission statement is the soul of the business and the spirit of the business, the things that govern the business, your value proposition and your business model are the bones, are the skeleton to your business. I'm gonna talk to you from my personal experience. So you've heard me say multiple times already, I own Pink's Barbecue. We're a mobile barbecue company. I remember when I went to school at Georgia State and I was doing my senior project in the entrepreneurship department where you have to build a business plan, a real legit business plan. One of the two of the areas that they really focus on and drive home are value proposition and business model. Your value proposition, what is that? It's the skeleton, part of the skeleton of the business. Your value proposition are those things about your business, about your endeavor that make you different, that makes your business different. These are the things that set you apart from the next guy. So for me, I own a barbecue company. My project was developing Pink's Barbecue. Pink's Barbecue at that time, I had started in 2014. We laid it down for a few years. And then for that project, I decided to rebirth it, rebrand it, and ultimately I wanted to launch it. So as I was doing this project, I was constantly being inundated by my teachers with this question: Drew, what makes your business different? What makes your barbecue different? What makes your food different? And here's the thing, as chefs, people ask you that question and your gut reaction, my gut reaction was to say, well, my food's better, my service is better. But at the end of the day, that does not work for the consumer. Every chef is gonna think their food is better. If you make widgets, you're always gonna think your widgets are better. Your value proposition allows you really to hone in on the key things that people can get from you that they're not gonna get anywhere else. For me, this question haunted me for months. I knew my barbecue was better. I knew I could cook better. I knew my knowledge, skills, and ability would make my service better. But I was really trying to figure out what would make my barbecue different, what would make my mobile barbecue different than any other barbecue guy that you see in any parking lot or at any fair with any checkered tablecloth and styrofoam container. I couldn't figure it out. I had to think about it. I had to pray about it. I really had to get behind it. And then one day I was walking on a part of campus that I had never been to before, and I saw an advertisement for a lecturer that was coming, and the advertisement gave a quote. The lecturer that was coming was a journalist, barbecue historian. His name is Jim Otmui. And the quote pretty much was emphasizing how the origins of barbecue were global, that it was a globally inspired cuisine. It had indigenous people roots, it had Spanish roots, and it had English influence. When I read this quote, it came to me, it was an epiphany. I knew in that moment that my value proposition for Pink's Barbecue, my differentiator, the thing that was gonna make me different, in addition to the better quality and preparation, the better service, elite knowledge, skills, and ability as far as culinary goes, the thing that was gonna separate my barbecue from the other guy in the parking lot with some styrofoam container and the checkered tablecloth was gonna be, we were gonna produce at Pink's superior product, superior service, superior experiences through a global barbecue experience. What's that look like for me? In America, Americans would like to make us believe that barbecue originated here. But when I read that quote from Jim Otmuti, it reminded me that no, Americans did not create barbecue. People have been cooking with wood and fire and smoke since caveman days. So in my barbecue expression, I wanted to bring that global influence to our barbecue, to our customers, to our product. So on our menu, of course, you'll find the traditional things. You will find pulled pork, you'll find barbecue chicken, you'll find sausages. But it was also very important to me now to implement open fire cooking like they do in South America, live fire cooking, and bring jerk and other cooking methods and seasonings from the Caribbean and styles and equipment from South America and Asia as well. Barbecue is a global cuisine. We decided that for our value proposition, we were gonna leverage that very thing. And we have found that although there's a little bit of a learning curve and a little bit of an education that takes place when we're meeting new customers, customers really, really enjoy the ability to come, find barbecue, get the things that they're accustomed to, but also getting things that they did not expect, learning things that they did not expect. That's value proposition in a nutshell, y'all. Really drill down. I would almost say, do not move forward, do not pass go, do not collect $200 until you really have a clear, defined picture on what your value proposition is. What are you bringing to the table that is different, that is exciting, that your competitors do not have, cannot have, and will not have? So that's value proposition. Now let's talk about business model. The value proposition is what sets you apart. The business model now, as part of the skeleton of a business, is how you make your money. Once your value proposition is established, once you know your mission statement and the spirit and the thing that drives your business forward and governs your business, how do y'all make money? Business model refers to the revenue streams that enables your business to make money. Originally, when we started Pinks, the plan was this. The plan was not the current business model, which is mobile. The plan was to start with a mobile aspect to help generate funds to get us into a brick and mortar situation. I had a professor at Georgia State at the time. His name was Dr. Leonard Jackson. He came to me one day and said, Drew, if you really want to create experiences for people, why make the mobile part of your business just a step to get to a brick and mortar? Why don't you keep your business model mobile to help people one day, if you want to scale the business through franchising or other things, you give people an opportunity to get in at a lower overhead, a lower startup cost. That got my brain churning and thinking. Ultimately, I took Dr. Jackson's advice. We transformed the business model, the business plan, from wanting to ultimately be brick and mortar to now remaining mobile. In that, the revenue streams kind of created themselves. We settled on farmers markets, we settled on catering, also pop-up events or supper club, curated dinner events, and merchandising. So for our business model at Pink's Barbecue, the way we generate our money is gonna always be through our farmers market stands. You can find us at local farmers markets. Right now in our area, hopefully one day that'll grow. Catering events. We do a lot of catering events and special corporate and professional events. Right now, today, we're launching our supper club, and then ultimately in the future, we want to spend a little more time focusing on merchandise, our hot sauces, our rubs, maybe some t-shirts and some hats, and continuing to build our catering business as well. That's how we're gonna make our money. Now, that's how we're gonna make our money. That's our value proposition and our business model right now. In the future, it could change. But for you, for your business, the purpose of this video is to drive home the fact that it is very, very, very important for you to be able to articulate and to know what your value proposition is, what sets you apart, what makes you different than your competitor. And now that you know what your difference is, what ways is your business gonna go about making money? What's your business model gonna be? When you know the answers to those two questions, when you know the spirit and the soul of your business, then you can start looking at the applicable steps. This all has to be hashed out first. Then you can get into licenses, permits, and things of that nature. Guys, I hope that helps a little bit. I can only speak to you from my personal experience. We are always here to excite you, to educate you, and to empower you. Y'all, until next time, please like and subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll see you next time. Take care.